there. They have no threat of the pass. I do think that Katron Allen and Singleton at Penn State, pretty sporty. Those guys are pretty good. I think they're probably the best that we are talking about so far. Maryland, no. UCLA, no. Michigan State, no. Oregon, the first time around, excellent. But they abandoned the run. And they averaged 4.8 yards per carry running the football in the first time around. I don't think Iowa's outrageously good at back. I think they're good. I don't think they're outrageous.
I think Moulton's super solid.
Very solid. He's not Fletcher.
No.
And Illinois, no. And maybe you've seen the tape on Indiana State, but I'll let you.
I had not. Can't give you confirmation on that one.
Nothing?
No. Can't do it. Not going to do it. So probably have not seen a guy to this magnitude. Seen close. But then even if we took backs that are good, that are great, that we think are really good or close, how many times were they asked to go right at the teeth of a defense? Not just this defense, any defense. I would say probably not as many as what Miami is going to ask Mark Fletcher to do. And I think they'll try to impose it early.
100%.
I think they'll try to prove a point early in this game.
100%. They're going to run it right at him.
Because they missed Emmett Johnson, who was the league's leading rusher. And I don't know if I'll put him ahead of Mark Fletcher. But
he was good, though.
He was solid.
Very good.
A good year at Nebraska.
But Oregon without Davidson and Whittington, not the same. Not the same at all. But Oregon without Davidson and Whittington, not the same. Not the same at all. But Oregon, the first time around with Davison and Whittington, had success. They didn't run the ball enough. They were averaging 7 yards per carry on duo, according to Will Stein. I did not go back and chart it. I didn't feel like it was necessary. I just took Will Stein's word for it. But when you think about that number, that's pretty absurd. Now, they got sacked 6 times, which really kills the average. And it took them down to 2.7 yards per carry. But if you look at their actual run numbers when you remove sacks, it was 4.8. And that's cooking.
And that might actually be a better part of this conversation to have, is to just look at overall rush attempts. Because they've gotten teams out of their game and then therefore haven't been able to stay with the run that they would have wanted to.
Yeah.
Because I told you going in, I said individually attempts, 32 against Kennesaw attempts, 32 against Kennesaw State is the most that they have faced. See, here's what I'm talking about in the playoffs. Start with Wisconsin ran the ball. Okay, Penn State ran it 33 times for 117. Then Wisconsin went for 30, Purdue 27. Ohio State ran it 26. Wisconsin went for 30, Purdue 27. Ohio State ran it 26. Alabama 17, Oregon 26. I don't feel like anybody specifically in the playoffs has just been able to say, we are going to run it at you and see what you can do about it.
Yeah.
Oregon, after the first play of the game, Will Stein's probably sitting there thinking, we need to find points.
100%.
Because this thing's not going our direction, and this building is loud, and it's not loud in favor of us.
No. 90-10.
Did they tell you stuff in meetings about the snap count, by the way?
What about?
About how the week before against Texas Tech that they changed they went to a silent count.
Yes.
And then didn't have the issues with it that they thought, so they went away from it, and then that gave them issues.
Yes, that's what led to all the
They were going to
snaps.
retool it for this game, and I'm like, this?
No, they needed to go. They basically anticipated a ton of Texas Tech fans being there. They went to the silent, but they had practiced the clap, and it was a mess, and it led to errant snaps. It also, I've never had to block a guy that was 6'6", 340.
I just felt like it was a little odd to make that kind of adjustment at this point in the season.
They went into that game.
Have that, right?
Yeah, they went into that game last week anticipating full right guard look back leg lift.
And I don't think that caused them a lot of problems in this game.
No, that wasn't
I do
the problem.
think maybe if you're looking for a problem with that, is that, and I haven't studied this, is that forces your snap count to be very consistent.
Correct, and they could tee off.
And you can get a jump on them. Yeah,
correct.
That's the one problem that I would look at and say you might be able to have there. But again, a clean snap count or multiple snap counts wasn't going to get them that game, especially with how it started. It just wasn't going to take place. So I'm with you. I think Fletcher the best that they've seen. I think this is, with how they're playing right now, I might say it's the best O-line they've played. Now, if this would have been the SMU O-line, the Miami O-line against SMU, maybe not. But Iowa went 31 for 92 on them on the ground.
Yes, with no threat of the pass.
I was going to say, then you have to.
That's the problem.